today I was looking at old recordings where I was talking with girls. Yeah, I used to record a few of them to understand how I can improve in my conversation skills. And actually I just wanted to sleep with more girls, so I was trying to understand, yeah, how can I improve my conversation skills? And I saw a few mistakes that I was making, and these three mistakes are so common that you also might be doing them without knowing. So I want to share with you how to fix them, because this was years ago, and after we've done that, I'm gonna show you why you're doing these mistakes in the first place, so that it can become a natural way of being for you, talking with anyone really, especially girls. And in this way, you don't have to think about it at all. It just happens. And that's when you start to enjoy life more and your dating life becomes fun and easy. So before we jump into that, I already told you a little bit, but my name is Edin, and I used to chase and I used to date, sleep with girls because I was not feeling good within myself. And I tried to have girls and all that to become better. But the problem was that I didn't know what this was. I was just avoiding it. And then I started to actually do the work, and I did it. Yes. And now I'm feeling, now I'm feeling happy. And I'm feeling acceptant of myself. I'm loving myself more and more, um, no matter which parts of myself that I'm feeling. And now my dating life is... Well, right now I don't have no dating life. I'm with my parents. But I'm at a place where if I want to go meet a girl, it's actually fun. And I enjoy this journey of going up to her, of finding the one or two or three, and I want to help you with the same. So a few years back, I was on a rooftop with my office, and we were celebrating the summer vacation. And people were drinking, they were having fun, and I was not able to enjoy myself. And right next to me, there is this beautiful girl. And man, she looked good. She was pretty. And she was hot. And while everyone else were, guys and girls who were hitting on her, I was just struggling to be present. You know what I mean, right? Like everyone's talking, chatting, and it's like I'm looking at them through a box. And that's how I felt. I felt disconnected from everyone else. And I'm trying so hard to get out of this. And that's when I realized that, hey, the real problem right now is that I'm trying to be someone that I'm not. Because I didn't feel confident, but I tried to. I didn't have fun, but I tried to. The girl was not validating me, but I tried to. And all of this was building up a huge resistance to the present moment. And though I had meditated for a few years already, I was not aware of this before right now. So I decide to be okay with how I'm feeling, and I start to give up on getting this girl. And as soon as I do, I feel this relief. It's like this huge weight on my shoulder which was telling me, you have to get her. I let it go. And suddenly I'm becoming more present. A little smile comes on my face, and I start to actually, see the people, because the fog starts to disappear. And now I'm feeling okay. I think to myself, like, I'm okay. And would you not believe it? The beautiful girl, she looks my way, and she asks me, like, how are you? I'm about to tell her that, I'm good. I'm good because I want to get her. I want to be, I want to get the girl. But it's just like I just released this pressure. I don't want to go back to that. So I tell her, you know what? I feel like shit. And she, to my surprise, and by the way, remember that I already gave up on her. I didn't say it because it was a technique or something. I just said it because I wanted to. I didn't want the pressure. So I told her, yeah, I feel like shit, and to my surprise, she says that she knows exactly how I feel. So we connect on the fact that sometimes it feels like there is a wall between you and everyone else, and we keep on chatting, and we chat, and the looks of the other guys who don't understand why suddenly this beautiful girl is talking to me, it's hilarious. And I do not expect this, man, but we create this bubble where it's her and me. We have this bubble of emotional and spiritual intimacy. And that's when she says, Edin, tonight I want to be with you. Yeah, and we will not go into that to keep it PG-13. But rather, let me tell you the 3 mistakes that you're likely making today, how to fix them, and the real reason why you're making them in the first place. So the first one is you are trying to get her validation. And this looks like you saying what you think that she wants you to say, because you want to get her approval. And this manifests as you overthinking. You're always in your head because you're trying to say the right thing. And because you're trying to say the right thing, you're not saying what you really want to say, which means you are hiding a part of yourself. And despite you thinking that this is going very smooth, she believes me, she can actually see that you're doing this to get something from her. Imagine with me, as an example, a sleazy salesman who really wants to sell you something. And say he wants to sell you these magnesium pills. They're actually really good. But he's trying really hard. And no matter what you say, he's like, yeah. He's agreeing with you, he's nodding, he's smiling. And you're like, dude, this is annoying. So you know that he is putting on an act, and she knows that you're putting on an act. And the way that you overcome this, because this can be difficult, is that you validate yourself from within. And this is a journey. For me, this has been a difficult one. And it takes a lot of work, but it's some of the most worthwhile work that you can do. There is a mantra that I will share with you now, and I've used it. It works really well, both in the mirror and actually in conversations with a girl, to remind myself. But before you use this, you really need to mean it when you say it. You need to feel it. It's not enough just to say it. So the mantra is, I love and accept myself exactly as I am without needing the approval from anyone else. Before we get into the second step, if you like this video, then please actually click like, because it helps more guys like us to see the video and stop making these mistakes as well. The second step is that second mistake is that you're putting on a mask. And this looks like you're smiling and you're behaving in one way while you're actually feeling something else. It's similar to this first step, this first mistake, where you're trying to get a validation, but this part is more about you not being okay with how you are. And there's two problems with this. The first problem is that it actually works, and it works so well that you can continue doing it and people will believe that you're actually feeling this way. But the problem is, man, that when you're rejecting yourself by putting on this mask, you're rejecting your authentic self. And this authentic self is you. So what happens is that it often hits you back later, which means that at some point you're just going to be pulled into this negative spiral. I think you know what I mean. The second problem is that you're spending a lot of energy on this. You're constantly trying to behave in a way and you're rejecting this, like who you are, really. And I did this for years. And I got so emotionally drained that I never really felt good in my body. And this is some of the work that I'm still doing to this day. So the longer you do this, the potentially longer you have to work on starting to feel good again. And the way that you start doing this right now is to start saying yes to all parts of yourself, especially the ones that you don't want to say yes to. And this can look like in a moment where, for example, I was on the rooftop, I really wanted the girl, but I was not feeling good. I had to say no to the girl and yes to myself. Because if I was to want to get the girl, but also want to say yes to myself, then it's very easy to fall into the old habit of just rejecting myself to get the girl. So you gotta be ready to say no. I was ready to say no to the girl and fully accepted myself in the moment. And then, I got the girl, but it was a bonus, and this is really important. The third one is that you're trying too hard. And I know this one is a trigger, it is one for me as well, because we're both high achievers, we're disciplined, and we do everything it takes to be successful. The problem is that this desire for success, it comes from a place of lack. What I mean is that when you want to get the girl, just so that you're no longer feeling this what I mean is that if you're just chasing the girl, just wanting to get the girl, because if you don't get the girl, then you're a loser, then you're avoiding a part of yourself which you have deemed as bad or as the loser. This loser part of yourself, we're actually going a little bit deeper today than I expected, is a place in yourself that you might have rejected a long time ago. And the longer that you are resisting and saying no to this part, you're messing yourself up, because you think that this part is bad, but it's not necessarily that other people think that it's bad. So you're just adding onto yourself. You're doing unnecessary work, and I actually do mean unnecessary, because you could have just been yourself. You could have just said those normal boring stuff, those things that you think is gonna be think it's going to be something that she's going to look at you and think like, okay, this guy is a loser. But you might be surprised that the thing that you think is going to make someone make you feel like a loser might actually be the opposite. And the longer that you're just pushing, you're cloning, you're clowning up, you're just pretending. And it's not really attractive, actually. I told you I was watching some recordings today and I could hear myself clowning. I was saying I was using these scripts, these techniques, and I was getting progress, but it was a total grind. And my problem, which you might realize with yourself, your problem is not that you have a problem with girls. You might just have a problem with yourself. So you fix this by becoming the prize. And I know that you've heard this before, but it's real. And it means that you put yourself as the priority. So what you do is you become present, you become kind with yourself. And this can mean that you are about to meet a girl, or you're even on the date, or wherever you are, and you have to maybe say no to the girl. You maybe have to risk losing her because you want to spend time with yourself to, for example, go through some painful feeling of sadness. Because the opposite would be to then go on the date, have sex with her. Yeah, it feels good, right? But you're doing this to cover up the feeling, your real feeling. And I did this for years. And for many years, I thought it was working. And it was, until it was not. So I'm inviting you to prioritize yourself and be able to say no to these external things until you're starting to feel ready for it. Because when I did, that's when I started to feel good. Now the reason for you're making these 3 mistakes is that you're avoiding something which feels painful. And this painful feeling is a part of you that you have been rejecting again and again. And this has had you look for the external approval from girls so that you can feel okay with yourself. This part that you have been rejecting, it's called your authentic self, and that's where your real magic lies. And this part is so attractive that once you rediscover it, and I say rediscover because you were connected with it when you were a child, when you rediscover this part, not only your dating life becomes fun and easy, but your life becomes enjoyable. You start to enjoy every moment because you're no longer escaping from this. But the problem is that up until now, you have been putting walls between you and your authentic self because it's so painful. And this emotional pain is what is holding you back. So it makes sense then that the way through this is to go through this emotional pain. And man, it's painful. No, pun intended, it's a painful process. But it's also the process that will take you to where you actually want to go. Because stay with me. You have been approaching girls, you've been thinking about approaching girls because, of course, you desire them, that's the one part, but the other part, and the reason why you haven't been successful, is because you have been trying so hard to get them because you have been avoiding this pain inside of you. And this pain inside of you is actually the way to what you actually want, which is that love and acceptance for yourself. And when you go through this by loving, accepting yourself all the way, you're gonna meet your authentic self. And it's not something that, for me at least, happened like this. It's a process, and it becomes better and better by every day. Then this dating process becomes a fun journey. You start to enjoy going up to girls and going on dates, trying to kiss her. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't, but you're okay because you're no longer avoiding this part of yourself so that you're not rushing anything. You can enjoy everything. And when you're enjoying everything, you're not rushing anything, well, you're giving her some space as well. And now she can approach you. And that's when your dating life becomes fun and easy. I'm going through this process myself, and I would like to help you with it. I've recorded a guided meditation that's going to help you with this process. It's called Love and Light, and I recommend that you sit down with it again and again. You will find it in the comment section. If you also would like to have one-on-one support and accountability from me, and you would also like to join a community of other guys who are also on this journey, then consider getting coaching with me, and you can check out a link in the description to get more information of that. And if you don't feel ready for that yet, then you can also join my free email list where I'm sharing insights on an almost daily basis. Both of these are in the description, and if you would like to see me again here on YouTube, then hit the subscription because we're only getting started. Peace.